Someone said something to you. Maybe it was small. Maybe they didn't even mean it. Maybe they have already forgotten it completely. But you haven't. You are still turning it over, still hearing it in their voice, still replaying the exact moment it landed, trying to understand why it hit you the way it did. And the worst part is not the thing they said. The worst part is that you cannot make yourself stop thinking about it. You have tried. You have told yourself to let it go. You have reminded yourself it does not matter. And still, hours later, days later, sometimes weeks later, it is still there. Quiet but present, like a splinter your mind keeps finding. Here is what nobody tells you about that. It is not weakness. It is not oversensitivity. It is not you being dramatic. It is your brain doing something very specific for a very specific reason. And once you understand what that reason is, the loop finally starts to lose its power. Here is what is actually happening. When someone says something that hurts you, your brain does not file it away like other memories. It flags it. It marks it as unresolved. And unresolved things do not get stored quietly. They get replayed. Over and over, each time looking for something your brain needs to find before it can finally let go. Psychologists call this the Zeigarnik effect. Your mind holds on to incomplete things far more tightly than completed ones. The reason you cannot stop thinking about what they said is because something about it remains open, unanswered, unfinished. Your brain is not torturing you. It is trying to close a loop that does not have an ending yet. But here is where it gets more personal than that, because not every hurtful comment loops like this. Some things people say slide off completely, others stick for years. And the difference almost never has anything to do with the person who said it. It has to do with what it touched inside you. The comments that loop the longest are almost always the ones that landed on something you already believed about yourself, something quiet and unspoken that you have carried for a long time. When someone says the thing that matches that belief, even accidentally, your brain does not hear it as their opinion. It hears it as confirmation. And confirmation of something painful is very hard to unhear. So the loop is not really about them. It never was. It is about the part of you that recognized something in what they said and could not look away. And here is why that actually matters. Because if the loop is not about them, then the way out is not through them either. You do not need them to apologize. You do not need them to take it back. You do not need the conversation to end differently. What your brain is actually looking for is something only you can give it, which is the moment you look at that old belief they accidentally touched and you decide whether it is actually true. Most of the time it is not. Most of the time it is something someone else put there, long before the person who hurt you ever came along. And the reason it still loops is because nobody ever helped you close it. You can close it now, not by forcing yourself to stop thinking about it, but by asking yourself what it was really about. What did it touch that was already there? And is that thing actually true, or is it just familiar? Because familiar and true are not the same thing. And the moment you feel the difference between them, the loop gets quieter. Not immediately, not all at once, but it does get quieter. And eventually, what someone said to you stops being something your brain circles back to and becomes just another thing that happened. One that no longer needs an ending, because you finally gave it one yourself.